In this video, I'm going to share 3 quick and simple tips that you can use to get better mixes and make better music in 2020. Coming up. Welcome back, my name is Jack. Thanks for tuning in the show. It's my goal to help creative music makers get better at making music at home. Today we're talking about 3 simple and easy tips that you can use to drastically up your mixing game and make better music. Now before we get into the tips, please do me a favor and like this video, leave a comment to tell me what you think, and do consider subscribing. It means the world to me if you subscribe. I'm a new content creator, I'm new to YouTube. I'm trying to put out 3 videos a week, but I've got a lot to learn. So anything you can do to leave feedback or subscribe and support me along this mission and this journey would really mean a lot. Now tip number 1 is to use reference tracks in your mixes. And a reference track is any song that sounds similar or is from a similar artist or vibe or style that you're trying to mimic in your current project. Now, what I would recommend doing is going online and downloading a high quality WAV file of that recording and importing it into your session on a new track. And what you can do then is solo that track or mute it, but you really want to reference back and forth between that track and the tracks that are in your session, and use your reference, because it's a professionally done mix, as a gauge on how you should mix your music. So maybe you're listening to the level of the bass relative to the drums, or the keys and the vocals, etc. But you use that as a roadmap to line up your mix. And when they sound similar, then you know you're on the right path. Now, tip number 2 is that when you're mixing, it's super important to listen to your mix on different sets of monitor speakers or headphones. Now, the idea behind this is that if you use one set of speakers, you might get to a point where it sounds great on those speakers, but if you send it off to the world and somebody downloads it and they play it on their phone or their Beats Pill or their Bluetooth speaker, they might not sound as good. So the idea here is when you listen on at least, I would say, 3 different sources. So it could be 2 sets of speakers and headphones, or 1 set of monitor speakers and 2 sets of headphones. I really love to listen in my car, but the idea is when you listen on these multiple sources, you're really going to give your mix the benefit of the doubt and make sure that it translates well and sounds good on all those different sources. Okay, now tip number 3 is that you want to make sure that you allow yourself time to take frequent breaks. Our ears are like any muscle, and they're really powerful in that they can actually become desensitized to bad frequencies or issues in our mix if we listen too long. And the idea here is that if you spend a lot of time mixing a track, you might actually get to a point where it sounds good to you, but it doesn't sound good to people who just walk in the room and hear it. And the way to prevent that is to give your ears time so that they don't just consistently fatigue. So definitely, if you're going to be mixing a long project, give yourself 10 to 15 minutes every hour to sit in quiet and let your ears reset. You're going to thank yourself later. Your mixes will be better. Trust me, it's worth the break. All right, now I've got a special bonus tip number 4 coming up, but before I get to it, please do me a favor and hit subscribe, hit like, and leave me a comment. It'll only take literally 2 minutes, but it would really make a big difference in my day today, and it really does mean a lot. Maybe you didn't like this video, maybe you've got suggestions, maybe I could improve something with the video or the audio or the lighting. Just let me know. It's all valuable and it all means a lot, and I promise I'll get back to you and respond to you. I'm new and I'm getting started at this, but I want to take it somewhere big, and I'm looking for people to come along on the journey with me. So if that sounds like you, if you've enjoyed this content or some of my other videos, please let me know, and welcome aboard. So thank you so much. All right, tip number 4 is going to be that when you're sitting down to listen to your mix, I really recommend doing it with other people in the room, specifically people whose opinion you respect or really care about. And the reason being is that when you critically listen to a mix with other people in the room, you psychologically tend to start feeling insecure about certain elements of the mix that maybe you're subconsciously doubting, but you haven't really been able to put into words or into reality just yet. So an example of that might be someone sitting in the room and you feel an urge to apologize about a certain section because it doesn't feel like it's up to par to you. Well, that would be a good indicator that you need to revisit that section of the mix or that part. So I would recommend critically listening to a mix with other people in the room, because it will open your eyes to things that you might be avoiding fixing, but deep down you know you should fix. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video provided value to you. It's my goal to help creative music makers get better at making music at home. So if you're feeling that vibe, please do me a favor and subscribe, or consider checking out some other of my videos. Well, that's all I've got for this one, but thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe. It makes a world of difference, and it really helps enable me to continue making videos like this. So, thanks again. I hope you have a great one, and I will see you in the next upload.